Hello everybody and welcome back to Banished with MegaMod 9. My name is Vayify and today, I think I've mentioned this before and I sort of started to do it. Oh yeah, we built some houses and stuff on the stream. If you didn't see that, the video is in the playlist, so the last video to this is the stream. So we did do a few bits and pieces on the live stream, like, you know, some of these trees and lamps and things like that. Anyway, so we're sort of looking at a bigger town here. So we have all these farms. Now I am going to make these look prettier. That is on my list. Whether we start that today or in the next video, I'm not sure. But one of the things you can do with raw ingredients is obviously turn them into other things. So milk to cheese, etc, etc. But a long time ago, in a galaxy far away, I talked about making tin foods, because that is an option. I know somewhere I probably have a lot of tin ore just sort of lingering around. Here we go. So these guys are working away here making tin ore, but I've not used any of it. And in kind of hindsight, this stuff is a long way away from the food, which is here, which is then a long way away probably from the bulk of my population now with all these houses. So I'm sort of thinking we have the mountainside here, that I might start putting some mines in over here. Because we already have some tin, I'm not going to go crazy. I'm probably going to put 1 or 2 in. And then we'll put the factory or the building that does the tin food. But I'm thinking that if we can get some of the mines sort of in here, and I'm going to intertwine that with some lumber as well, because we don't need a lot out here. And obviously having houses within the red area of effect is probably going to make people sick. So foresters, probably a good idea. Wood choppers, definitely. I mean, they're full at the moment. So yeah, that's my thoughts there. And then as we sort of get to the edge of the city, so I've gone ahead and put the wall in, so I roughly know where the edge of the main city is going to be. I might put the tinnery sort of here, which then gives me a bit of space over here to put some more farms in. And we still have this stuff up and running over here, which I completely forgot about. But potentially we could expand that way a little bit for some fish, for tinning of the fish. So yeah. So that's sort of where my thoughts are at. Just for those of you that were on the stream, I decided to go with these houses because they look nicer. There's so many options, but these are the ones that I sort of like. I know I've used these in the past, but for a major city, well, we got a bit of an autosave going on there. They sort of look right. Now, I've not lined things up properly, and I was fiddling about, but I'm probably just going to have to come back and do that another time. I'm not doing that today. So, rather than nattering, let's get on with it. And one of the other reasons, as I said, the bulk of the population is sort of here. So if we're kind of going here to work, come back home, it's not too far. Again, for the tinneries, the distance isn't too far. And if we have farms here, potentially there's going to be some more houses over here. Not 100% sure yet. And the fair thing that was here, which I then said was going to be here, I decided this lovely area in front of the church is probably going to be the place. He says, if not over here. I don't know. It's a tough one. Do I just have like fountains and things here and make this like a nice town square? Which is sort of what I'm thinking. And then use, say, a corner over here to have the fair. Maybe. It might work. But let's start off with the... If I pause the game, I have, because the game is going a lot slower now, unfortunately. So the first thing we're going to need is mines, which comes under the tree. And we're going to need the ones that produce tin. I don't think we need copper. There is the question there. Now, I think these can automatically... Does it say there, actually? Tin ore can... and it can process it as well. So there is that option. And yeah, this red area of effect. I think it just makes people sick. So it's not the end of the world. That sounds really harsh. But, I mean, it's not awful if we have the right sort of care in place. So we'll put one of you there, and I'll flip this around here. Don't know how much of a gap I want in between them, but something like that. I'm going to try and leave the edge clear, simply because some of these mines, like this one, need the mountain. So if we want to put any of those in later on, we probably will. What I sort of want to do is put a coal mine in. Renewable resource. Oh, they're the ones that grow. Okay, so it's not that. Copper, tin, salt, precious, jade, salt mine. salting food. There is the other one as well. We do need to do that. Marble. Okay, am I missing something here? Aha, the other mines. Okay, you can see that's iron. That's rock. Random. I think this one looks kind of cool, actually. I mean, the other thing that we've not done, and I discussed this on the stream, I might put the train track in. It doesn't do anything, but again, it just adds a little bit of something, doesn't it? It just sort of looks nice. It's an industry mine. You go somewhere where I can see these buildings. That looks pretty freaking cool. But that needs... is that candles? Oh yeah, 89 candles. So, what does it do? Capable of extracting coal or iron ore, employs 1 to 55 miners. Gee whiz. The mine has a large production capability of 84,000 over the course of its life. That's insane. Does that say profitable mine? Did I read that? Or portable? Endless and removable. I'm curious what that does, so I might put it in. It sounds a little bit cheaty, to be fair. So this one does a little bit of everything. Does it say can be moved? Can be removed. Okay, so there's lots of options. I sort of want to put this in just to see. I want to see what it does. I mean, oh, this can go anywhere. It doesn't even need to be up against the mountain, but I feel like it sort of makes sense to. So we'll put one of you in. We will do the multi-quarry. We will do the salt as well at some point. That's the bitty one. I mean, there's so many. I think when you get to this point, you can just try different things out. I mean, that looks pretty cool in itself. Coal bell pit. What is that? Can it be See, this is one of the things that the questions I ask myself when I put one of these things in. One, can it be upgraded? So when it runs out, can you dig a deeper shaft, essentially? And two, if you decide to remove it, will you be able to fill the hole in? That is the question. It has a limited production and will become derelict afterwards. So, as nice as that may be, you can't... It's not an infinite supply, unfortunately. What was the other one I was going to put in? I think it was you, multi-mine. Now, does this one... I think this one needs the mountain. Yeah, it does, and it's a bit of an awkward sort of shape. As you can see, the little red bits on it, it's like, yeah, well, okay, we're sort of there, but we're not. So it needs a very specific shape. And I think the best place for it probably would have been there. So let's see if we can... Oh, come on now. Don't make me start terraforming. Okay, so what's the one piece there that's bothering it? That is just slightly annoying, isn't it? I'm guessing that bit needs to be flat. Okay, let's... Oh my god, this is going to go all kinds of wrong. You know it. Right, let's see. Hopefully. Famous last words. It was you. Oh, bingo. There we go. Okay, so we've got those in. We're going to need some roads. I mean, that is still a fair distance without a road. We have the road here. Will I run that main road? I probably will. So I'm sort of thinking that, because, I mean, it is huge, this area. But I'm thinking not to go much further than sort of where that line is there. So that probably the city wall will probably be somewhere around there. And I've not sort of factored that in when I've got to the water. Would there be a city wall across here? Probably. Maybe we could run it through that space there. It's entirely possible, because there's nothing there as it stands. And it could sort of run up to where the dock... Is it a dock? A gate? Quay? Whatever you want to call it. Okay. So next, we will do the road. I guess we'll do the stone road. I've got to be sort of careful as well, because we had a bit of a death wave. And we're sort of, kind of, maybe recovering. It's kind of tough when that happens. But yeah, it is one of those things. It's one of the many perks of expanding too quickly. Does it tell you how long the roads are? It doesn't. Am I going to have to count? Please don't do that to me. Okay, as long as it's roughly in the middle. I'm not overly fussed. I mean, it does bother me on some level, but it's fine. We could also do with some storage here as well, which is going to be under you. Should we just use a generic one? I think we could, couldn't we? I mean, we could have it as coal. Is there an actual coal one? There probably is. Used to store firewood and charcoal. Just don't see the point. I mean, I may regret this later. I think we need one around here somewhere. I may just put it. Where's that road goes along here somewhere? Can't quite see where it is. Did I not put it in? Is that it? I think it is. Yeah. So if we do, I'm going to do a rather large one, I think. We'll go for a 10 by 10, and here comes autumn, which means that some of this stuff will disappear, which is fairly useful. I think what we'll do is we'll clear some of this out as well, because it needs to be done. But it's coming together quite nicely. I mean, I particularly like this area. This is what we were working on last. It looks sort of weird because it's by itself here. I was going to put one of the barn sort of buildings, but again, a little bit of decoration around here. And what's it producing? It's doing meat pies. It's doing a fair amount. That's not too bad. The barbecue doesn't have anyone working. See, what do they need? Chicken, potato, and firewood. Not sure we have all of that, but we'll soon find out. And I might move some of the butchers. I think we have the butchers all the way over here. I might do something like this, you know, set it up sort of nice. Have some butchers in this area as well. I'm not going for 100% realism here. I just want something that looks pretty nice. Anyway, let's get this going, and I will be back with you. Okay, so both tin ore mines have been built, but what we're currently doing is upgrading them to the next one. So you can see the basic one is a tin ore mine shaft, and the next upgrade is the dark tin ore mine shaft, which produces more resources. And as you can see, there's a deep tin ore mine shaft now, which I will do that one at some point, but I wanted just to get these going before I did that. As you can see, we need furnace fuel if you want to process the tin ore into tin. I don't know if it does that at the same time as mining it. I'm not sure, but I guess we'll find out. And the portable mine also is doing some coal, but it's not doing a great deal, which is really weird. It's barely doing anything. And this one I currently paused just because it was taking a bit of time to get everything done. But now that's going, I'll probably unpause that because we have this one. We have about 1,000 tin in sort of stock anyway, so it's not a huge problem. What I'm just thinking of is we need a road, whether it's a temporary road or otherwise, to sort of this sort of area here where we're going to put in the tin mines. So let me think about that. The food is mostly there. I think we'll just run it from here. And I don't know if yeah, we can't. I'm eyeballing this, so this will be interesting. Oh, look at that, one square off. How close was that? That will do nicely. Well, is that an autosave? The game sort of hiccuped a second there. So while that's doing that, we will have a quick look for I think it is food processing, isn't it? And there's all kinds of stuff in here. So there's just tons, obviously the butchers, the dairy, the bakery. But in here somewhere, preserving food, here we go. So we've got fish smokers, which we've not done yet. I might put that somewhere near the bakers, because there's different style ones, and yeah, that doesn't look too, yeah, it's not an offensive sort of building, is it? Jam makers, which we've not done yet, I think would be a cool one to do. There's another smoker there. Looks like you could just do an extension of that building. And then we have the tinneries. So we've got meat, vegetables, and fruit, and soup. I guess soup takes a lot more. So my sort of thoughts is it's probably going to be meat because we have a lot of fish. So I'm going to probably check to see what we actually have first. Okay, so I had a quick look. Funnily enough, fish, beef, and duck, I think it was the highest thing food-wise, followed by cucumbers and potatoes. So when it comes to food processing, I'm pretty sure we're probably going to go with meat, at least initially. Although I'm not sure if we have actually any tin that's been made. So that could prove a bit of a problem. And this does have an air of effect. It doesn't look like such a big one, to be fair. But I still want to build the castle wall. I think I said in line with this. So I'm going to have more houses in here, no doubt. So I don't want it too close. So we'll probably sit it back a little bit. So we've got that road sort of there. So we'll probably go, yeah, sort of have it kind of touching this sort of area, which gives me a bit more space if I want to put any more mines in. So I'm probably going to put in 2 of the meat ones initially. We may change our mind later. I'm pretty sure we have building supplies. If we don't, I'm going to cry. So that's not actually... Okay, it has got some. I'm curious. Do we have any furnace fuel? Now there's a question. Because I forget which ones that I make. Because there's so many different ones. Let's sort this by name because it'd be a little bit easier. Furnace fuel. Okay, we do have some. How are we currently making that is the question. I'm going to guess firewood. Which one makes it? One of these, isn't it? Charcoal into furnace fuel. And charcoal is made from logs. Okay, well, either way we have some. We need to sort of turn coal, I think, into furnace fuel. That might be a way to go. And it means that I'm not producing so much firewood, because that's a pain in the arse to do. And I'm pretty sure furnace fuel won't get used by people. So there is that too. So let me have a quick look in... Is it this one? I think it is. So fuel refinery. Fuel refinery takes burnable natural resources and converts them into hotter, more desirable for industry. Okay. So we have that building. What else do we have? Well, that's a charcoal burner. And a small refinery. I think there is, in the menus, there's probably more stuff, to be fair. It won't just be these ones. So I wonder, can we do it through... See, that's themed sets, isn't it? I do really want to put some train line in. I think that will suit this mine area. I'll probably will do it. I just need to keep some space because it makes sense. What? Wait, is this a different railway? I think the track is the same. Oh, the station. Ah, right, yes, I remember all this. It's the same stuff, I think. Oh no, it's a dirty train. I've not seen a dirty train before. Just really shiny red ones. Okay. You know what? We may well use some of these. Oh, look. Yes. Okay, we need to leave space for that. Definitely. We're most definitely going to do it. Oh my, there's just so many things. I think we'll just get something in. And if you guys have any suggestions, or if I come across it later on, then happy days. But we know this will do the job, and it's not much to build it, so we will probably... You know what, it doesn't look that offensive when it comes to these. It's not the same, but it looks okay. City wall is going there, so we're not sort of encroaching on that too much, but I will maybe set it back a tiny bit from the current road. We may need more than one of these. There is that too. So we'll drop that in. We've had a few students come through as well. I mean, a couple of people have died at the same time, but we're sort of keeping even as it stands with labourers and builders. I'm not impressed with how that's working. I'm hoping this one produces far more. I mean, if there is a building that you're aware of that produces more coal, we can do that. I believe Kafra mentioned, is it the reed bundles turned into sort of a firewood? I mean, that's a lot longer process. I want to try and keep it as tight as possible, so it takes fewer people to do. Let's have a quick nosy what we got. This is usually food. Yeah. And you could be anything. Strawberry seeds, I think. Ooh. I don't think we have either of those. Shall I check first? I mean, that would be the logical thing to do, right? Before I go and buy them. And I'm assuming it will allow me to buy them more than once. Are they in alphabetical order? Doesn't look it. No. So we don't have strawberries. I can see that. Eggplant. Yeah, I didn't see that either. So we'll buy those. Yeah, overpaying massively. I guess that's going to do the same thing. Oh, this is the joys of having really expensive stuff in here. Click away on my mouse and... yeah, that'll do. I can live with that. We're definitely going to be putting more farms in. Just for the variety and the different colours as well. Okay, so that's going to need tin. So there is that situation. Currently... You've not made anything. It'd be interesting to see if they actually bring... You got anything now? It'd be interesting to see if they bring tin to this building. I'm not sure, but anyway, let's fast forward and get some of this stuff in place. So I decided I was going to put 2 veg ones in first, and I paused the meat ones while they were built, just because I thought I'm going to build farms, so it makes sense to know what types of vegetables that these take. So obviously cucumber, I think I said we had a lot of. Eggplant we've just got, but some of the stuff we don't have, whereas meat is only like a handful of different ones that we can actually process. So I got those in, and we also have tin being produced in here, which is quite useful. It's not doing a bad job pretty quickly. And then the multi-mine, well, it does exactly what it says on the tin, no pun intended. So it does coal, stone and iron. Now the funny thing is, so far this season, okay, there is 5 people in here and this number can go up drastically. Oh, am I wrong? Wait a minute, that's done 12. Okay, this one's decided to speed up a little bit. I was going to say, this one's not producing very much coal at all, but I'll take that back, it clearly is. I've also paused the building here, but we'll unpause that and get that going again, because I want to make the furnace fuel over here, and I will put some furnace fuel stockpiles in because, well, that makes sense. And I'm going to venture a guess that the food will need somewhere to go. So the best thing that I can think of is my old friend, the magazine, because that thing is massive. The problem is I can never bloody find the thing, and I think it's in one of these sort of fort sort of thingies. I'm pretty sure, is that it? Yes! Haha! Found it pretty quickly. And the closer to the town the better. So if we're assuming that's where the wall is going to be. Now I don't think that will store anything. Well, it might store tin. So maybe we'll sort of put it here for now, because that's not a bad location. Especially when we're going to have tinneries there. And where's the wall? So that wall is going to come up. I mean, maybe not directly accessible for the farms that I'm going to put over here, but there's nothing stopping us putting another magazine in. I mean, they take a fair amount of resources, but it's not ludicrous. So basically, all we're waiting for now, we have the cucumber. The tin is the slow thing at the moment, and I'm going to change this to 100,000 because why not? It just, you know, if it'll allow me to anyway. What's that one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Making sure there was enough zeros. I don't think we need that much food, but the more we expand, the more houses we put in, the more things we try and dabble in. The problem there is we're going to need more people, which means more food. So it's sort of a vicious circle, really. I'm wondering if we have any other vegetables. Okay, I had a quick check and we had carrots, so I'm going to put that in there. We've got plenty of both, but you know, it just sort of makes sense. So this is just waiting on tin, which tiny bit annoying, but not the end of the world, I suppose. We will, I think these roads, if I remember rightly, go through the buildings, and that's why I've built them in this sort of square, because it's almost like they're just one building when you kind of do it this way. And if it speeds people up a little bit, I'm more than happy. I don't know why I clicked that road to delete it. I'm thinking of the little squares, the little decorative squares you can put down. So this has got plenty of furnace fuel. Yes. Now I can put more people in here, can't I? That would make sense. I can't see the number that's on there, but I'm going to venture it. Oh, there we go, 5. So we've got some spare. Let's put the maximum in then. That is 6. That makes sense. We'll also increase minerals to 10,000 for now. Again, sort of makes sense. And we're probably going to need more sort of mine. In fact, that is just producing tin now, isn't it? There is no tin ore. Unless it... I'm getting confused. No, it surely, if it's produced it, it would still have it. So we probably need some kind of smelter over here to make the tin in the long run, because this is not the best way of doing it, I don't think. But once we have the fuel refinery in place, we can sort of look at that. Okay, the other tin mine is now in place, and I've put 6 people in, I've maxed it out, and I'm just going to leave that one on tin ore, because I think that's the safer bet until I sort of figure everything out. Because again, it's been a long time since I've properly played this game, so it's like learning everything again. These are taking their sweet old time. This is probably where my tin is going. Oh no, I take that back, we have got some in here. We have some carrots as well. So I don't know what the value is, because when you think about this, so we're mining tin, we're mining coal, we're changing the coal into furnace fuel, we're then taking the tin ore and combining it with the furnace fuel to get tin. Then we're growing and farming the cucumbers, we're then putting them both into here to then produce something else. That is a long old production chain. I'd be interested to know, like, what the actual number is. So is it 1 cucumber? Does that make 36 tin veg? I doubt it, but I mean, who knows? But it'd have to be a significant exchange. Otherwise, it'd just make more sense just to put loads and loads of farms, space permitting, of course. But at least this is in place. Either way, we're doing something different, which makes me happy. And thankfully, the game, food doesn't rot. There's no sort of decay on it, which, imagine if there was. I bet there is a version of Banished where that happens. Oh my god, could you imagine? That would be an absolute nightmare. But we've sort of achieved what we wanted to in this episode, getting these buildings in place. I mean, I'd have been happy if this was here and maybe a smelter for tin, but it's not the end of the world. The production chain is there, which is what I wanted. And I'm going to tinker with a few bits off camera just to get it ready. And then I think the next episode we'll start doing some sort of nice farms over here. So what do I mean by nice farms? Basically, I mean not just plonking it all in like this. Something sort of similar to this, where we've got a house and we've got several sort of fields that are underneath, and just make it look a little bit nicer, because apparently that's what I'm known for, trying to do things decoratively. And at the moment I'm just, I'll put some stuff here, I'll put some stuff there, and yeah, it's not what I expect of myself, I suppose, let alone what anyone else expects of me. And it's like, I mean, even this is practically finished anyway, and it's just doing some of those sort of finishing touches. Anyway, on that note, until next time, as always, take care.